Hey my dears, first of all, click the like button so you don't forget, okay? This helps me a lot, thank you. Once upon a time, there was a guy who was rejected by 100 girls but was now destined for 100 soulmates. The story begins at the end of the graduation ceremony. Our beloved protagonist, Rentaro, stands before the girl he finally mustered the courage to confess to, but she only sees him as a friend. Rentaro has been rejected by 99 girls, and this last one was number 100. And you think you're unlucky in love. Later, Rentaro decides to visit a shrine to wish for better luck in love. There, the shrine's god appears in a strange form and says he will grant Rentaro's wish. It is written that he will meet his destined lover in high school. Rentaro's soulmate was born for him, and a great shock will take over their bodies as soon as they lock eyes. However, Rentaro doesn't have just one soulmate but 100 of them waiting for him. 1 month later, Rentaro is excited to dive into high school and meet his soulmates. After admission, he walks down the hallway and bumps into 2 girls simultaneously. They fall to the ground, and as they look at each other, they experience the shock of love. Rentaro has just met 2 of his soulmates. He stares at them for a moment, admiring their beauty, but quickly stands up and extends a hand to help them up. At this moment, the girl with pink hair pretends to have twisted her ankle to get Rentaro's attention, which works. She asks if he can take her to the infirmary, and Rentaro blushes like a shrimp, feeling bad for hurting his destined one right away. She finds it endearing that he cares so much about a stranger. The other girl with orange hair is upset, slapping the ground and saying she didn't get hurt just to lean on him. Rentaro asks if she is also hurt, and she agrees. At this moment, Rentaro starts hitting himself, wondering if he's become a walking disaster. The girls get up, worried about him, which catches Rentaro's attention since they were supposed to be hurt. They then go back to pretending. Instead of leaning on Rentaro, the 2 hold onto him, each trying to take his space, competing for him. He sees how they cling to him like cicadas and feels like the luckiest telephone pole in the world. They continue, and Rentaro introduces himself and asks for their names. Let's call them Karain and Hikari. Coincidentally, all 3 are in the same class. The girls overhear 2 other girls talking about a field of pink clovers at school, and if you confess to your loved one with a 4-leaf clover from there, it's guaranteed that the person will fall in love with you. So, they run straight there. Later, about 4 hours after class, Rentaro says he would like to see those 2 girls again but thinks he missed his chance since he stayed back to help the teacher look for his contact lenses. Passing by the window, he sees those girls still there, exactly in the field of pink clovers, searching for the infamous 4-leaf clover. Astonished, he wonders if they have been there since class ended 4 hours ago and how that's possible. Says the guy who spent 4 hours looking for lenses. He goes to Karain, bringing 2 sodas and asks if she's still looking for the 4-leaf clover. Embarrassed and blushing, Karain tries to disguise it but only makes it worse. Hikari had disappeared because she needed to go to the bathroom. So, he gives a soda to Karain, who gets even more embarrassed and pretends to accept it out of politeness. Sundara detected. She then runs away, trying to make it clear that she doesn't feel any gratitude. Hikari finally appears, asking what Rentaro was doing there. He says he brought drinks for them after seeing that they had been searching for the clover for so long. Hikari immediately thinks of an infallible plan to get an indirect kiss from Rentaro, saying that 1 can is too much for her to drink alone, and asks if Rentaro can take a sip. Rentaro does so and leaves Hikari trembling with excitement, so much so that she drops the drink. Rentaro offers her a handkerchief to clean up, but Hikari takes the opportunity to gather her courage, holds her love's hands, and confesses to him. She knows she's not the only one who likes him and wanted to be the first to say it. Rentaro is very moved, but at that moment, Karain arrives and is shocked by everything. Hey my dears, have you ever wanted to draw your own anime character, or even become a professional artist? Dude, check this out. Anime Art Academy brings together professional artists from Japan. You can actually learn from real mangakas. And you know the best part? You can start for free to get a taste of the journey. Check out the art from one of the professors. Hot, right? The link is in the description, okay? She brought a bunch of juice cans to thank her crush, but drops everything in surprise. Karain confronts Hikari, asking who told her to jump the gun, and Hikari says she didn't know Karain liked Rintaro too. Karain then replies that Hikari had just said she wasn't the only one who liked him, making Rintaro blush. Karain realizes she let slip that she likes Rintaro and tries to deny it, but it's too late. She then says that if he really wants to, she could date him. Rintaro is surprised to see a confession made as a favor. And finally, to my surprise, she declares her feelings and asks him out. She's really cute. So, they both ask whom he will date. Later, Rintaro goes to the shrine god and discovers that there was a grand event at his birth. The god was watching TV while working and thought the movie was a true spectacle, giving it a perfect score but putting the score in the wrong place. Guess where? Thus, the shrine god, who is also the god of love, reveals that meeting a soulmate is an act that uses all the luck in one's life. So, whichever girl Rintaro chooses, the other will fall into a streak of bad luck and die. Rintaro has an idea: to tell both girls that he can't date either of them and then later grant each one's request to date him without the other knowing, so he could save both from death. The next day, the big day of the answer, Rintaro appears before Karain and Hikari, all messy and dirty. Karain asks what happened, and we see that he regretted deciding to date them both secretly right after making that decision. He knows how hard the two worked to win him over, having experienced it 100 times himself. We also see that he went to school before it opened to look for 2 4-leaf pink clovers, which is why he was so dirty. He saw how hard they worked to give him that, so he thought it would be nice to give them both as a gift. This makes both girls' noses bleed from excitement because Rintaro is the last romantic. Karain doesn't like the idea much at first, but seeing Hikari not mind, saying his rejection would be the worst thing in the world. Hikari runs and hugs Rintaro, telling him to take good care of her, making Karain jealous. Karain also runs and says to take care of her too, that she won't forgive him if he doesn't make her happy. So, Rintaro promises to make both of them very happy. Now, only 98 soulmates to go. We see Rintaro talking to a post, telling it that he was rejected by 100 girls, but now he's finally found his love, and they're going to school together. Young love. Then the 2 girls show up, and Karain asks if he was really talking to a post. Rintaro greets them with a good morning, and explains he was so happy he just needed to talk to someone, even if it was a post. Karain, all shy and stuttering, says that if he needs someone to talk to, he can talk to her, blushing all the while. Hikari takes the opportunity to grab Rintaro's hand, making him blush like a tomato. He squeezes back and comments on how soft and warm her hand is, making Hikari very emotional, while Karain feels a bit jealous. Rintaro then grabs her hand too, making her blush instantly. Karain says she won't refuse because she might get a chance to shock him with static electricity, and he jokes that she's not just a tsundere but an electrodeer. Karain wonders how he does it. She loves him so much and is extremely happy, even though her tsundere spirit doesn't want to show it. Both girls can't stop thinking about how much they love Rintaro. Hikari has an idea and asks Rintaro to call her by her first name, a very intimate custom for them. He does, leaving her smitten. Karain wants the same, but is so embarrassed she stutters and can't speak. But Rintaro understands and calls her by her first name too. So cute! The 3 keep repeating their names until they reach school, where they see 2 people running wildly down the hallway. Hikari points out that one is the vice principal chasing a student. It's said that if she sees someone running in the halls, she'll chase them and give them a French kiss. She used to be in track and field, so escaping her is no easy feat. Hikari asks if Rintaro has ever kissed anyone, and he says no. They are his first girlfriends. The girls realize that the first to kiss him will get Rintaro's first kiss, starting a battle between them. Lunchtime. The 3 go to the rooftop to enjoy their meals. Hikari says she made some food and wants to feed Rintaro. Karain says she also made cookies for him, blushing so much she can't even look at him and accidentally hits Rintaro in the eye. Hikari then shows chocolate sticks, popular for a couple's game, and puts one in her mouth, bringing it close to Rintaro's. Rintaro falls even more in love, repeatedly saying how beautiful and amazing she is. Karain sees them getting close and says she can play that game too, but ends up hitting Rintaro's other eye, making him sneeze from her hair scent. Karain takes the opportunity to say that Rintaro has a cold and that they say if you pass it to someone else. But they are interrupted by Hikari's chest. Karain wonders if it was soft or hard, an unidentified sensation from Hikari's breasts. Hikari says she wants to check his temperature, explaining that in her family, they do it by placing a hand on the forehead and touching lips. Karain interrupts, saying the best way is mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, pushing Rintaro to the ground and telling him to faint already, making Rintaro comment that logic says hi. He realizes the girls want to kiss him and says they just needed to ask because he wants to kiss them too. But the problem is who will be first. Rintaro says he has a solution. He spent the whole night thinking about their future and how to make both of them equally happy. This makes their hearts flutter with love. Rintaro explains the plan. The three will be blindfolded, with Karain and Hikari standing behind Rintaro. Rintaro will listen to music to avoid hearing anything and figuring out who is who. He'll roll dice to decide if he goes left or right without them knowing. They will also roll dice to determine who stands on which side. This way, none of them will know who gets the first kiss. An interesting plan, though they could resolve it with a triple kiss. Anyway, they pinky swear, and Karain and Hikari are so touched that they swear on their lives never to break the promise. They start the plan. Rintaro rolls the dice and sees he should go left, but being blindfolded, he might veer off or bump into one of them. He decides to stretch out his hand to touch a shoulder, but ends up grabbing Hikari's unmistakable chest, so the plan fails. They decide not to tell Karain to avoid embarrassing her. He removes Karain's headphones, making her shiver, and she is sure something happened. Returning to the plan, Rintaro goes toward Karain this time. The wind blows and lifts her skirt, revealing her underwear with 2 loose straps. This catches a nearby cat's attention, making the cat want to play and touch Karain, making her think it's Rintaro. She gets extremely embarrassed, knees him, and starts hitting him, saying he should warn her before doing such things so she can prepare emotionally. The cat meows, and Karain realizes what really happened. Rintaro removes Hikari's headphones, making her shiver, and they try the plan again multiple times, but it doesn't work. Hikari says it would have worked if not for a certain person. Karain gets irritated, and they start arguing. Rintaro asks them to stop, apologizes, and says everything went wrong because he's not a good boyfriend and is inexperienced. He runs off, and Karain and Hikari chase after him. Rintaro runs through the school hallway, calling for the vice principal, so Karain and Hikari won't have trouble with the first kiss. The vice principal catches him and is about to kiss him, but Karain arrives first, holding her by the neck. The vice principal says it's against the rules, and Karain retorts that kissing a student isn't right either. Hikari opens a window and says the school's superior is coming, making the vice principal let go of Rintaro since she doesn't want to lose her job. Karain and Hikari go to Rintaro and ask why he did that. He replies that he loves them both very much, and this might sound selfish, but he wants them to get along well. If his first kiss will cause hurt between them, he'd rather throw it away. Hikari and Karain both say at the same time that they prefer he kisses the other first rather than throw away his first kiss. This touches Rintaro, who hugs them both, making them shiver with love. Later on the school rooftop, Rintaro had the same idea as me, a triple kiss. The 3 kiss at the same time. He says he thought of it before but didn't think they'd agree since they were rivals and might end up kissing each other too, but now it's different. They hold hands, Hikari and Karain prepare to kiss him, and Rintaro does too. Their lips touch, and they finally manage a triple kiss. The next day, they're in the library. Hikari says she's looking for a recipe book because Rintaro liked the omelet she made so much that she wants to cook more things. Karain says it's a coincidence because she thought the same thing. Surprising Hikari and Rintaro, but she quickly says it's not for him. Sundaras and their problems. Rentaro goes looking for other books, and when he reaches for one, he bumps into someone's hand, a girl. They look at each other, and zap. Another soulmate for Rentaro.